Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Quiros, Interim Manager for the Small Business Development Department. I'd like to welcome you all to the San Diego International First Virtual Meet the Primes event 2020. Most of you remember last year we were at the Balboa Park and had over 60 exhibitors and nearly 500 attendees. This year is definitely different. But we still wanted to improve, we still wanted to provide small businesses the opportunity to outreach and connect with the primes. With that said, I want to welcome PCL Construction, who is our first presenter for today. Welcome, Kayla, and thank you for your participation. And please introduce yourself and your team.
Wonderful. Thank you, Maria. All right. How's everyone doing this morning? In my mind, I can imagine you saying, so good, drinking coffee, still waking up. So glad to be here with you this morning. Myself and the team from PCL is really excited to be with you and just to tell you a little bit more about who we are as an organization, where we play in the market, and about some opportunities that are available to you. So I'm looking forward to spending this time with you. Thank you so much, Maria, and to the entire team that has so diligently pivoted to offer this event to the small business community online. If there's anything that this last 6-7 months has taught us, is that pivoting and resiliency is required, and we are capable of it, and just really grateful to have a partner like you. So thank you for having us. So what are we going to talk about today? So today the team will be talking a little bit about who's in the room from PCL, who PCL is as an organization, some of our projects and the markets that we're in, and how to pre-qualify with us, so how to do business with PCL, and then we will have time for questions. So with that being said, we'll start with introductions. So my name is Kayla Montgomery, and I'm the Diversity and Inclusion Specialist for our district. And basically what that means is that I get the opportunity to build relationships and a network with our small business community, small diverse certified firms, as well as working a little bit with our workforce development and community engagement. And next, I'll pass it to Patrick.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here. Hope you're all having a good morning. As Kayla said there, I'm Patrick Goforth. I'm a project manager with PCL. Been with PCL for just over 10 years now and in the industry for 14. A little bit about myself is I've worked on projects pretty much all across the United States and a little bit out of the States. Right now I'm kind of working out of San Diego with a focus on pre-construction.
Thanks, Patrick. Anthony?
Hi, my name is Anthony Lee, 15 years with PCL, senior estimator. And then I'm the lead estimator for multiple project coming out from San Diego. So any question regarding to any future project or coming project, call me.
Thanks, Anthony. Shane?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Shane Lundeberg. I am prequalification coordinator with PCL. I've been here for a couple of years, about 2 years now. And I'm hoping to get to know you and your companies a little better.
Awesome. Thank you, team. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. So who is PCL? For those of you who are not familiar with PCL Construction, we consider ourselves the PCL family. So we actually are a Canadian company that has now come across the border and has a strong presence in the US. Some of the statistics that we're proud of and wanted to share with you today: we're #2 hospitality contractor for ENR. We are the 9th largest contractor from the same organization, ENR. We're the 3rd largest contractor in LA County. And one of our distinguishers is that we self-perform work. So we are signatory to the carpenters, laborers, and cement masons. So in addition to managing large complex projects, we also have the capability to self-perform work. And so for us, that really influences the way that we manage our projects. And we come at it from a builder's perspective. And so we bring all of our subcontracting partners, our subtrade partners along with us in that process. And we've been building in California specifically for the last 35 years. So that's just a little bit of a scorecard, so to speak, about who PCL is. So what are some of our markets? What are the areas that we build in? You'll notice here, if you are a soccer fan or if you're a hardcore soccer fan and you call it football, this is the Bank of California Stadium, which we completed in 2016. So sports and entertainment is one of the markets that we have a strong presence in throughout California. We do have offices in Los Angeles, in Orange County, as well as San Diego. So you hear a little bit about each of our offices today. We also have strong relationships in the higher education sector across Southern California, aviation, hospitality, commercial building, and multifamily residential. So that's a little bit of our overall market space. One of the things that I'm most proud to share with you today is, in the last 5 years especially, we've really begun to develop a program in regards to our diverse small business enterprise spend and really relationship building within Southern California. And one of the things we're most proud of is that for us, we're committed to being inclusive in our processes on and off season, meaning that whether we have a project that has any requirements or not, we know that we're going to continue building in these markets in this region. And so we are consistently doing events like this, building relationships, helping subs understand the process of what it looks like to do business with us, what it looks like to scale with us. And we want to be an active partner and good neighbor. Any of the communities where we're living, working, and building in, we want to make sure that the community is represented in the projects that we have going. So as a result of our commitment to that work, over the last 5 years, we have procured over $611 million with our subtrade partners that have small, diverse, our small, diverse certified firms, that represents our strong relationships that we've built with this community. And just another way to show our commitment, if you were to look at our database of pre-qualified subcontractors, over 40% of that database, again, is represented and integrated with small, diverse, certified firms. So we love doing business with you, and that's why we're here today. So just a quick snapshot of what we buy. We're going to talk a lot about pre-qualification today, and Shane is going to be your best friend after this presentation, or at least we're going to push you to, because he's really the gatekeeper to our processes. But there are certain things that we buy that may fall more into purchasing, and he can go through all of those details with you so that you know where you fall for your business. But here's just a quick snapshot of some of the things that we buy on a regular basis. So you can look at this list and identify yourself there as well. So another part of what I have the opportunity to do, and I'm really proud of PCL for, is our workforce development. So again, we're really interested in making sure that we continue to be and continue to become a really good neighbor as we build, whether we're building $1 billion job or whether we're building a $5 million job. We want to make sure that we're being really intentional with mobilizing the local workforce as it already exists, as well as creating opportunities when possible for community members who are interested in construction to get plugged in and to start a new career. In the last 3 years, we have, as a result of this effort, sponsored 205 new careers in construction throughout this region. And we really believe that that's representative of meaningful economic impact in the communities where we're building, and we're really proud of that. We partner with apprenticeship readiness programs and pre-apprenticeship programs to make sure that we're connecting community members to the training that they need prior to becoming an apprentice on site. And we're actively engaging the community to make sure that any member who's interested has all the information they need to make the best decision for them. So that is absolutely a value for us. So a little bit about our projects. Again, we're going to talk just briefly about Los Angeles and Orange County, and then the team will cover in a little bit more detail some of the opportunities we have in the San Diego area. So just as an introduction to what we build in Los Angeles, here are a couple of our projects that have recently finished, as well as some that are currently in progress. So we do work in San Bernardino County as well as Los Angeles County. And so UC Riverside parking structure is one of the projects we have going right now. We do a lot of work, again, in the higher education sector. And we're working with UC Riverside right now. We also have projects out at UCLA. Like I mentioned before, Bank of California Stadium was completed in 2016. And we recently finished some renovations at Dodger Stadium. But for any of you Padres fans in the room, you know, we can still be friendly. That's okay. And then we currently are building a $1.3 billion job out at Los Angeles International Airport, the LAS Consolidated Rental Car Facility. And so we're working on that job right now. It's a massive structure, complex project, but that's a little bit about what's happening in Los Angeles. And then we also have our Orange County office. So some of the completed projects that we see in that area, an Axiom store was built for a large client out there. Cal State Fullerton McCarthy Hall renovation, as well as Cal State Fullerton Pollock Library. So again, each area office does have strong relationships with different university systems in their area. So again, that's just very barely scratching the surface on Los Angeles and Orange County, but we are actively engaging and pursuing work in both of those areas. So next, I will pass it to Patrick to deep dive a little bit further into what we're doing out in San Diego.
Hey guys, so getting into a little bit of the projects down here in San Diego, I just want to highlight a couple of the projects that we've got, you know, kind of either recently completed or that are currently in progress. So here, just like Kayla said, we like to target projects across multiple different markets and types. So just kind of looking at aviation, you know, recent completions included the Federal Inspection Station. A few of the achievements worth mentioning here are going to be that 51% of the prime contracts ended up going to small businesses, 27% small business participation, 87% local business participation, and then a little bit longer ago, but still relevant here, is going to be the San Diego Greenville Terminal 2. And on that, again, we had some really good metrics there, with 47% of the prime contracts going to small business, 30% small business participation, and 86% local business participation. In addition to that, one of our other key sectors that we target here is going to be higher education. One of our recently completed projects there is the UCSD Coastal Studies building, which is a great little overlook of the beach right there. Then next slide. Touching on some of these other ones, again, higher education is another one. We're building a really good relationship out there with UCSD. So we were working on the marine conservation facility. In addition, some sports entertainment as well as higher education there is going to be the Saddleback College Stadium and Athletic Complex. We're also working right now in some of the public sector facilities, including the El Corazon Aquatic Facility, as well as the San Alejo Water Reclamation Facility out there, kind of overlooking the wetlands there. We continue to pursue work throughout the region. We're very intentional with our efforts to include small, local, and diversity firms in our businesses. And now Anthony's going to touch on some of the projects that we have upcoming. Thanks.
Yes, here's a few of the projects that we currently pursued and then under pre-construction. The first one on the list is the United Airlines Cargo on the new space that relocate at the San Diego Airport. We relocate existing United Airlines Cargo to new facility, and the project is beginning next week, Tuesday. And the construction start in January 4th and to be complete by April 30th. The next one on the list, the Blue Nalu, is the R&D facility. And the other two, the County of San Diego to design new project. The first one is Lakeside Library, about $18 million. The construction will start in second quarter of 2021. And the Southeast Livewell Center is another design build project for County of San Diego. That project about $60 million for 60,000 square feet building. The project probably start in fourth quarter of 2021. And the last one on the list that we have is the UCSD seismic upgrade, Revelle College.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so now that you know a little bit about us as an organization and the markets that we're in, and especially a little bit more about the work that we are pursuing and have completed in the San Diego area, we are going to have Shane talk a little bit about what it looks like to do business with us and what that first step is, right? So we do this in the community to not just tell you information about who we are to check a box, but we really are interested in, again, building long-term relationships with you and getting to know how we can work together and grow together, right? And for us, that first step, if you have not done business with PCL before, is to go through the pre-qualification process with us. So I've said it before, but again, Shane is going to be your go-to PCLer, like we call it, because he is going to really walk you through every part of the process and equip you to be successful in building a relationship with PCL. So with that, now that I've talked you up a little more, Shane, I'll pass it over to you.
Good morning, everybody. All right, so our first slide is who needs to pre-qualify. If you have a California State Construction License Sports license, you'll need to pre-qualify with us. Or if you're in surveying or security, or you are a supplier and you install. All right, next slide. Why do you need to pre-qualify? Pretty simple. Think of it as a job application. Your pre-qualification is your resume. We use subcontractor default insurance, so we don't have you take out a bond. And our pre-qualification helps us to determine what your SDI amount will be. So we need that. It will also add you to our procurement database, so you'll get invited to bid. Once you pre-qualify, we'll add you to that, and you should be getting invitations. Thank you. All right, so we use Textura PQM from Oracle as our pre-qualification form. It's an online form, and we do ask for quite a bit of information. All of it is on this screen here, and I believe we will be sending it to you. But some of the things we ask for are financials, health and safety, including EMR and OSHA reports. We're asking for bond letters and bank letters. Normally in the past, we had been a little bit lenient about what we received, but now since due to the whole COVID situation, we are kind of a little bit more cautious with what we're receiving, and we do want items from 2019 or newer. Yeah, otherwise I guess I won't accept it. And I mean, I will get you pre-qualified. If you start and finish, I'll make sure you are pre-qualified with us. All right, so the next steps, be ready. Look at that last slide. If you've taken a screenshot or you get it again, look what you'll need and have that stuff prepared. Contact me. After you contact me, you'll get an email from Oracle inviting you to set up your PQM account, and then go through the process and finish it. Again, it's pretty lengthy. There's about 15 sections, but it's all information that you should have. And if you have any questions, I'm always available.
So I'm just going to jump in here really quick, Shane. I know that this next step seemed pretty simple and straightforward, but the reason that we include it is because, right, we want you to raise your hand to do business with us. And again, there is a lot of information that we will require, but we also have dedicated a full-time staff member and trusted partner in Shane to, again, make sure that he's dedicating his time to helping you through the process, right? So even if maybe because circumstances have changed, the process might look a little bit different. If you have gone through pre-qualification with us before, right, the things that we're looking at, maybe it takes you a little bit longer to gather some of that information. But again, we are in your corner. I have seen Shane time and time again answer emails and phone calls immediately because he's in this work because he cares. So if you have not taken a chance to write down Shane's email address and phone number, if you want to take a screenshot, I just want to give you a little bit more time to do so because we want to make sure that we get you connected. So be ready, contact Shane. We'll create the account and then finish the process.
Exactly. Thank you, Kayla.
Of course.
All right. So again, some helpful tips here. Again, we do want 2019 or newer information. On our Oracle PQM, on our Textura, there's a notes section on the side. Please use it. If you have anything to explain, please use those notes sections. I'll read it and I'll use it as well. It can be a way to converse outside of email or phone. Yeah, and let us know what we can do, what you need me to do to help you pre-qualify.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in right here one more time, Shane. So the notes section I think is really important. What are some of the things that you have seen be helpful to be included in the notes section without names?
Sure. It really depends. If you're a supplier and you are pre-qualifying because you're also installing, a number of these sections don't really apply to you. So you would write down in your notes section, kind of explaining that, or in your financials, if you think that something is a little off this year in your financials and want to explain some of that, the notes section would be a good place to do it, or email me or call me and talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, so what are some of our takeaways? I know we covered a lot of information and we wanted to make sure that we left a good amount of time for questions. So again, I think what I would love for us to just take a moment and pause to reflect on is that we are all essential. If anything has been taught to us over the last half of a year and going on, continuing, is that, right, our industry has been deemed essential, and that hasn't come without its challenges or its pivots to becoming more tech savvy than we ever thought we would be. But I do think that it just, again, reinforces that construction and all of the related construction areas are an economic driver, right? In a time where there's a lot of uncertainty, we have continued to build. And so, I just want to commend every business that's on the line today, right? That even in the midst of uncertainty, even in the midst of challenge, you're on this call trying to be better, to continue to grow, to be resilient. And I think that's really important to just call out, to give you a kudos for, and to say that this is exactly why small businesses are the backbone of our economy, because you stay ready, you keep pushing, and PCL as an organization is committed to continuing to partner for that exact reason, because the grit and tenacity that we see in this community is really admirable, and we learn so much by being in community with each of you. And that goes to the second point, that we're better together. For us, we have seen our business continue to grow as we have become more and more intentional with making sure that we're doing more than just outreaching and providing information, but we have the opportunity to equip firms with understanding what certifications are available to them, where to go, how to apply for those, what that process looks like. And then, when you're on site with us, we're very aware of making sure that we are able to take the opportunity to provide our expertise to our partners and to help grow. And right, we want to be able to see you scale by being a partner with us. And so that's really important to us. At the risk of sounding like a repetitive drone, I'm just going to remember to mention again and again that pre-qualification is so, so important. It's the gateway to getting you connected to our projects and to getting you connected to building a long-term relationship with us. And that's the last point that I want to make is we talk a lot with our sub-trade partners about relationship management, right? Especially in this season. I don't know about you, but I know for me, it has being able to start a meeting by saying, hey, okay, look, we can talk business, but first and foremost, like, how are you doing, right? That goes a long way. And relationship management is such an important part of our business and of building partnerships that last. And so we just want to encourage you to continue managing those relationships in this time. Sure, with PCL, Shane, again, will always pick up the phone call. If you call me, I'll answer too. But beyond PCL, right? Like this is the time to reach out and to make sure that those key pivotal relationships continue to be managed and invested in throughout this time. So with that, we're going to go ahead and thank you for holding off your questions until the end. But we would love to bring all of the PCL team back online. And if you have any questions, we'll go ahead and answer them now.
Hi, Kayla. Great presentation to you and your team. We have quite a few questions that have been asked in the chat. So I hope you're ready for them.
Yes.
All right. Well, to start off, I think folks wanted to get that email again for pre-qualification. Do they email Shane directly for pre-qualification, or do they go to a website? Which do you prefer?
You'll email me directly. I'm going to put my email again in the chat. So you'll email me directly, and then I have to send a request to Oracle that you are added to our PQ on pre-qualification form. And that will happen same day, should be within the hour.
And how often do they have to go through pre-qualification, Shane?
I'm sorry?
How often or how long does your pre-qualification last for?
Sure, a pre-qualification is good for 1 year, after which you'll be required to update some of it, but not all of it, just some of the more important things. Good question.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm glad people are asking about pre-qualification, because as you'll find with some of the other presenters later on, PCL has the honor of being the first one. So good for you all, but you'll find that a lot of the primes, for all you attendees out there, they have their own pre-qualification. And part of that is kind of, I call it the meet and greet portion, right? This is how you professionally meet some of the subs and suppliers that you're going to end up working with. As such, we have a few material suppliers and design folks that are on as attendees. They've been asking if they also need to pre-qualify. Sometimes some folks say, material suppliers don't need to pre-qualify. Design folks, for any of your design build projects, they don't need to pre-qualify. But what's PCL's stance on pre-qualification for professional service providers and material suppliers?
Right. Material suppliers will only need to pre-qualify if you also install. For everybody else, you won't need to pre-qualify, but please reach out to me and I will connect you to the correct people, our procurement team, who you will want to speak with.
Excellent. Thank you, Shane. This question is more on that kind of side of my earlier comment on design build. Does PCL pursue design build projects? And when you do you have a need for professional services like engineers, architects, all the kind of professional service needs that come along with design build projects?
I think I'll take that one. The answer is yes. One of our big sectors that we go after are going to be design build projects and projects that go through integrated project delivery. So yes, generally when we start to pursue those projects, we'll reach out and we'll find partners to go into those pursuits with us. And so really the best way to get involved with that is going to be reaching out to us kind of ahead of time and like getting to know us and letting us get to know you. So that way we can pursue opportunities together when it comes to those design builds.
Excellent. And Kayla, do folks reach out to you, like if they don't necessarily, like these professional service folks, that they might want to pre-qualify, but they might also say, hey, I heard you're going to be bidding this project down the line. I'd like to talk to you about some opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're always more than welcome to reach out to me. I'll go ahead and I believe Alma, I saw that you put my email address in the chat, but I can do it again just so that it's there. But if there's ever something that you're like, hey, I'd love to get connected here, I'm happy to filter those and get you connected to the right team member as well.
Excellent. Very good. We have a question also, being virtual, we reach a wider audience. And so there's folks that are actually checking in from a company based in New York. They are suppliers. And so they're just wondering if they can still pre-qualify as a supplier based out of state.
Yeah, if you install, then we'll ask you to pre-qualify. If not, we'll certainly still look at your company to use you. Yeah.
Excellent. Very good. And let's see, we have, again, a wide range of folks here. It looks like we have someone that's focused on leadership development, professional and leadership development capacity building, you know, something a little bit outside of the scope of our construction materials, things that we're kind of used to. Would PCL be interested in some of this type of work for your team?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm always happy to receive your qualification statement and review it. I will say that PCL as an organization, when it comes to leadership development, we do have an internal department that does our leadership and learning development. For capacity building, again, depending on what exactly you're talking about, we are running most of that internally. But if there is a variety of services that you offer, again, I'm happy to take a look, and I'll let you know if it's something that I think we might be able to connect you on. Otherwise, I would just let you know that it's primarily internal.
Got it. Very good. And so for the folks that aren't necessarily pre-qualified, what is a good way for folks to get bid solicitations if they're not, like, for example, material supplier or someone who's kind of just outside the realm, but would definitely be working with you? How would they get bid solicitations or information on what PCL is currently bidding?
Our procurement team would be a good contact. So again, reach out to me and I can give you their contact information.
Excellent. Do you post some of your work on your website, or kind of like current projects that you're asking for solicitations? Or is that something more like notifications are sent out by the procurement team?
We do invite only. We don't post any of our, I don't believe we post any of our jobs.
Very good. Let's see if we have any other questions. It looks like we have a question about mentor protege, but I believe that's something that folks are going to talk about later on in the event with some of our organizations. But as far as it goes, I think that's pretty much it for questions. Kayla, unless there's anything else that you have in regards to outreach, or like how folks can reach out to you, different events that you might be attending in the future, virtual events that you might be attending in the future, or I don't know if PCL has their own event that might be coming up.
Yes. So thanks, Alma. And thank you everyone for engaging. We love your questions and getting to hopefully answer with helpful information. But we are getting into a rhythm of using Eventbrite to post our internal outreach events, which will be happening on a quarterly basis. So if you search PCL on Eventbrite, PCL Los Angeles, I believe is what it's housed under, you will get notifications if you follow us on Eventbrite. So certainly you can find any of our internally run events there. And then yeah, I would just say to the team, I'm not sure if any of you have any closing thoughts or information you'd like to share. We covered a lot of information today.
Yeah.
So,
Shane, I think you're going to be getting a lot of pre-qualification requests.
I already have, actually. My email's going nonstop. It's great.
That's great. You know, we have a lot of folks, good small businesses out here that really want to work with PCL, and PCL being, like you all said in your presentation, such a growing company and really a big presence in Southern California. We're excited to see that y'all are so engaging and that you're really working hard to encourage MBEs to work with you, to encourage small businesses to work with you. For me at San Diego Unified School District, that's really encouraging because you all work with us as well. And it's great to see that you're doing the same at the airport and any other agency that you're working with. So so for now, thank you so much, PCL team, for your time. for your insight, and for all the questions that we weren't able to get to. I think we got to most of them, but just in case we didn't get to them, again, please feel free to reach out to our presenters. Kayla put her information down. Shane shared his information as well, and they will get back to you as soon as possible with some answers. For now, I'd like to bring Maria back on for a few last words before we end our time with PCL. Maria, back to you.
Thank you, Alma. And thank you all for participating in our first presentation with PCL Construction. I want to remind everyone that our next presenter will be Swinnerton Construction at 9:30 today. Also, I hope that by now you have already gotten the opportunity to watch the welcome message at Meet the Primes event page on Eventbrite from Kim Becker, President and CEO of the San Diego County Regional Airport Authority, to learn more about the upcoming opportunities at the airport. Don't forget, it's posted on our Eventbrite page. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, please do so. Take some time to watch it. It's a really great video of herself. Today is our first day of 5 exciting days with an abundance of valuable information to help your business grow. So take advantage, reach out to these companies. As you can see, they have a lot of information to share with you. So again, if you, for some reason, can't get a hold of them, circle back with us and reach out to us, and we will be able to help you connect with them. A special thank you to PCL for your excellent presentation, and to our support team. We will be closing the session to set up for the next one. Therefore, please log in a couple minutes so you could attend the 9:30. See you all in the upcoming sessions. Thank you.